friends, welcome back. I'm Lori, the creator behind Stitch and Moan. This vlog this week, normally I have my uploads on Saturday, but I had my first market of the year on Saturday. I had planned on splitting this vlog into two and doing a market prep video, scheduling it to post on Saturday, and then do the follow-up, the recap on the next Saturday. But I was too busy, which that was a very ambitious goal and I should have known better. So what I'm doing is I'm going back to my normal Wednesday upload schedule for the next little bit. And this is going to be the prep video as well as the recap. I did not film a lot during the event because I used my phone as a hotspot and I did not realize that my iPad could charge my phone. So I was very, very cautious about how much I use my phone. So I have a little bit, but no like interactions or anything. I don't feel good about doing that. I'm very awkward. So this vlog is going to be the week leading up to my market, and then it's a few days later and I will go ahead and do the recap at the end of this vlog. So let's get into it. So it is Monday morning. We are about to get started with school. And like I said, this is the last week of market prep before my market on Saturday. This is the first market I've done since September. So I'm a little rusty and I'm very nervous. I've never done this market before, so I have no idea what I am going into. I have no idea what to expect. So today, what I'm gonna do is, since for homeschool we just have some copy work to do, I will be able to work alongside my son as he's doing his work. I can do my work. I am pretty much finished with what I'm making for the show. I don't need to make anything else unless I panic make something during the week, which I always do. The only thing I have left, I need to sew details on my wizard frogs and sew those all up. I need to finish my voodoo doll. I've already got the arms made, so I just need to do the legs and all of the embroidery and everything on that. And then my gargoyles. This is so funny. I took my son to a birthday party over the weekend on Saturday, and I took my yarn with me to make the horns and the wings. Because for some reason I thought I was going to be able to do that. I did not. So I still need to do those. I need to make 3 sets of horns and 3 sets of wings, and then sew all of the gargoyles up. And I think that's it. Voodoo doll, gargoyles, frogs. I think that's it. So I'm gonna work on the horns and the wings today, I know, so I can get those made. And then this week, I'm gonna try to vlog a little bit every day so I can just show the process of how I'm getting things ready, because this is display setup week, getting all of the admin stuff ready, making sure I have what I need. We're gonna do a mock setup because I've ordered some new things, which was supposed to be here this morning, but now it's saying that it's gonna be here tomorrow morning. Anyway, I don't know that I would be able to mess around with it today or not, but I ordered quite a few new items for my display, so we need to work on those, get all that set up and how I wanna do it. The booth is an 8x6. I've got a 6-foot table. I have an 8-foot tablecloth that I'm going to use. I've done this before and just kind of pinned it on the edges because I'm not going to buy another one. So I need to wash it and just get all of the little details ready. So we're about to start school. I'm tired. If you follow me on socials, you know that I spent most of the last few days with migraine headaches. I don't have one today. I usually get them right before it storms, and it's supposed to storm on Saturday, so I'm freaking out about that also. But we'll go with it. And it's also the first time I will be vending alone. My husband and son are going to come visit me, but I'm working it solo, and that's freaking me out also because I'm not good with the maths, and I'm afraid that somebody's going to want, 2 items, and I will completely short circuit and not be able to add 20 plus 15. And also I am charging sales tax on everything because Tennessee's sales tax is like 9 point something. So I'm sorry, I'm not eating that. But let's get started. I think I'm going to do, like I said, I think I'm going to do the horns and the wings right now. I've been putting this off because whenever I see anything that starts with single crochet 4 in a magic ring, I like check out. Like that's, I don't like when things start off like that. It's the equivalent to me of like starting off in a chain. I don't like starting in a chain either, but they're cute and it's worth it. So we're going to do it. So I will check back in later on after school and show you what I've got. Okay, so the first batch of stuff that I ordered is in. I got a 4-pack of these shelves for my grid wall. So I've got 4, and then I ordered 2 more, so I've got a total of 6. So I'm thinking, okay, I can't move. I'm thinking of doing 3 on each one. This was my original, like, messing around kind of thing, and I'm glad that I did not bank on doing the shelf, the basket on the grid wall, because I took some of the smaller things out and just had the bigger Oogie Boogie on here, and it flipped over. The basket flipped over, so that was super. But anyway, part 1. Happy Tuesday. Yesterday, like I said, I wanted to get some sewing done. I've got all of my gargoyles sewn up and ready. They are completely finished. Got those marked off the list. Right now, I'm gonna work on the voodoo doll again. And then I did the hat, the little wizard hat on one of my frogs. That's the only thing I have left, the voodoo doll and the frogs. I was going to make some mini face huggers to go along with the xenomorph. I made one and I hated how it turned out, so we're scrapping that. So right now I'm gonna find a vlog to watch. I'm gonna finish this voodoo doll and get that crossed off my list. I hate that I'm only gonna have one beige one. I don't have enough yarn to do a second one because they are my best sellers, so I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. But anyway, I'm gonna get to work on that, and I will check back in later on when I have something else done. Good morning and happy Thursday. We just had a delightful allergy episode, so I'm feeling kind of bleh right now. But anyway, I didn't get to check in yesterday. I was running around busy all day, but we have finished the voodoo doll. We have finished all of the sewing on the gargoyles, and we have finished all of the detail work on the little frogs. Well, they're not little, they're chunky little guys, but the frogs are finished. So that means I'm finished with making things for my show. Now, like I said earlier in the week, I usually panic make something midweek, and I did start making a cockroach last night, but I did not have the right hook size for the yarn. My hands started hurting, so I abandoned that. But they're quick to make. I might work on him again, and I might take it with me on Saturday because, like I said, I'm going to be there by myself for a bit, and you know, I just feel like I need to have some there, so I might work on those. But right now, and then yesterday I printed out my spreadsheet of everything that I'm taking with the prices, and then I updated all of the info in my Square account, and I also made, just for my own self, I made a category. That way when you go into that category, it's all of the items for this show, so I don't have to like scroll through all the stuff that I'm not taking. I do plan on going through my inventory again when I do my setup later today, doing one last kind of pass through. There went Otis, to see what I should bring just to make sure that I have stuff. And let's see what else. I ordered a wagon since I'm going to be doing breakdown by myself, which I've needed one anyway. That should be here sometime today. I got one with like the tailgate, and I'm like ridiculously excited about that. That little silly thing, it's just making me so happy. My wagon has a tailgate. That's hilarious to me, but anyway. I've got my new sign. I'm working on it, and I will share that here in a bit. Hopefully when I have my mock setup going, I plan on filming that. We'll see how that happens, because I have no idea where I'm going to set it up. Let's see what else. I've got the little tags that I'm going to make. Well, the tags that I'm going to make for like the groups of things, and then like the larger items. That'll make sense when I put it in later. And I ordered some new bags, which I love. They're like the perfect shade of purple. What else? I think the main thing that I need to do is just do my mock setup and see what I need, see what's going to go where, and then that will tell me if I need anything else. And then, you know, if I need to run out to like the Dollar Tree and get more baskets or whatever, there's one, like, if push came to shove, I could walk there. But, so that's, you know, that's an option. I have that. But anyway, we do have school, and I am in the midst of crocheting a creature for my son. I don't know if anybody plays Subnautica, but he wants me to make him the gargantuan Leviathan from Subnautica. It has like 6 tentacles, so I've been making tentacles while we do homeschool. 1.5 left, but anyway. What else? I think that's about it as far as where we are. But, so yeah, I'm going to drink my coffee and just try to wake up. I'm editing this vlog right now, so I can have it ready to go for Saturday. That way, you know, I will, because I didn't upload last week. Just couldn't. I haven't even edited any of that footage yet for the one that I was going to do last week, but that'll come later. And then, yeah, I'm hoping to have this one Saturday. It should be live when my market's wrapping up. So, okay, I'm going to finish my coffee, and I'll check back in later when hopefully we're doing the setup. Hello, it is Friday, and it is 1:30. I am about to melt. It's very hot outside. I had planned on doing my mock setup outside, but it is burning up and the sun is shining, which is normally a good thing, but I will melt if I had to do this outside. So I decided to do it in my house with my family and my cats. So this should be interesting. I'm already like 3 hours behind what my schedule I wanted it to be. So right now I am in my living room. I can hear B digging around in the fabric on my tablecloth at the end of the table. We're gonna try to do the setup. I'm gonna try to film. I don't know where to put my phone stand. So let's attempt to do this. All right. of steam at this moment. It is 2:50 and I probably need to leave around 4-ish, I think. I know that's a mess. I need to redo it. I was just going through the little plastic thing where all the letters were and just sticking it on where I thought it was gonna line up. So, like, because I spelled it out, I started, anyway, that's gonna change at some point. And then I'm gonna make a little sign up here that I think that says locally made here, where I am. And then I'm going to take these guys with me and just kind of see what happens. When I don't take them, I feel like I could have sold all of them. So we're just gonna see. And I can't put them on my Etsy shop, nor can I put any of this or him or them on my Etsy shop. So we are only gonna have those in person. I don't know where to put my bearded dragons. Right now they're just piled up. I have the 2 voodoo dolls. I've got my snugglers, big old basket of mice. My rats are hidden back there. Some turtles that I forgot that I had even made. The coven up here hanging out. And then my snuggle beans, unicorn and dragon. And then Vera, the queen back there, my turkey vulture. Alien and the little chubby aliens. I love these guys so much. And then I've got like a little, I was calling them zombies when I first started making them because one arm is regular, whoops, and then the other one looks like his little hand was chewed off. So fun for the whole family. But anyway, this is, and then I have this, which I always call Boogie's Bugs. And then don't look at the mess. I don't know if you'll be able to see this or not, but I've got my grid walls. I was only going to take one, but now I think I need to take them both. I don't particularly like how they're looking right now, so I don't know. So I'm gonna toil with this for a little bit longer and then start getting packed up. I'm not taking my plushies over there tonight. I will do that tomorrow, but the table, the display, all of that stuff will go over there tonight, and I'll get it built and set up and everything. And I'm gonna have some purple twinkle lights all over. And yeah, so, alrighty. Okay, I'm only going to do one of the walls, but this is kind of where it is now. I'm not thrilled with it, but I will toy around with it some more tomorrow when I'm there. But right now it's 3:34. I have to pack all of the plushies up and break the grids down again and get everything packed up and load up my car and get ready to go over there. And yeah, so I really want to find like another small shelf for like this area in my booth for, like, I found all these turtles that I had totally forgotten that I made. And then this one I'll embroider some eyes on tomorrow. And what else? Seems like there was something else. I don't know anymore. I want to have like a little shelf that's like for the more kid-friendly things, but I don't know. Okay, time to load up again. All right, we're walking in to get set up. Happy market morning. It is 7 o'clock. I have been awake since 4. I got up at 5 and started doing all the things that I needed to finish up doing today. And I'm feeling suspiciously calm. Like I know I'm forgetting something. Like I'm gonna get there and realize that I had forgotten my plushies or something. I don't know. But I'm about to get ready and load up the car and head over there to finish my setup. I have a fun outfit planned. Elastic waist pants. Yes. Comfy shoes. It's supposed to storm and rain all day. It has been like hot and sunny all week, and now today the weather is going to be kind of crappy. And this is exactly what happened to my market last fall when like nobody came and I made $200. So I hope that's not the case today. So I've got a couple sips of coffee left. I'm gonna chug this down and go start getting ready. Checkpoint. We've sold a raven, crow, whatever. We sold a dragon and a possum. Okay, sorry, we got busy. So, haven't sold any turtles yet. I sold an ant to a returning customer, and I was so excited to see them. Let's see what else. Jack and Sally are getting a lot of attention. I sold a snake first thing to another vendor. I've sold a Jason, a lavender voodoo snuggler. As always, the rats and the mice are getting hit hard, and I have sold 2 out of the 3 bearded dragons, and 1 of the gargoyles, and 1 wizard frog. So we are doing really, really good considering this place is dead ski. So anyway, here comes some more people. So it has now been a few days since the market. Today's Wednesday. The market was on Saturday. It was the first time that I had done this market. It was in a high school, and it was kind of like a benefit for the band. And I live in a small town. Small southern towns love their bands. So it was cool to be a part of it. They hold it twice a year. They have a summer one, and then they have one in the fall in November. I don't know. I didn't know if I wanted to do the one in November because, for one, I didn't know what this crowd was going to be like. November markets to me just seem like holiday markets, and I don't do holiday stuff unless it's Halloween, and that's not what this is. So, but after doing the event and lots of people saying I should come back, I'll try. I will try to get in, and because it is juried, which we'll get back to that, I will try it in November. I think it could be fun. So the market was from 10 to 3. It said it was in the commons area of the high school. And on the map, it looked like it was just the map that they sent us to show us where we were setting up. It looked like one big room. When I got there, I realized we were actually going to be in 2 rooms. It looked like the room I was in was more of like a cafeteria. I don't know. It's been a minute since I've been in school. And then there was like the main area over here. And when I was setting up, I heard numerous vendors, more than 1, more than 2, say, I'm bummed that I'm in this room because last year nobody even came in here. No one knew that it was here. So I was kind of worried about that. And I was also worried about the fact that it was supposed to rain and storm all day Saturday. It did not rain. It did not storm. It was actually kind of warmish and like beautiful weather. Apparently so beautiful that nobody wanted to come. At one point during the event, like in the little tiny room that I was in, not the main room, but the little cafeteria, I looked around and like most of the vendors were just kind of sitting down on their phones or whatever, and it was like dead quiet in there. There wasn't music playing or anything, but nobody was really, there were no shoppers in this area. That happened a couple of times throughout the event. You know, you usually have kind of like a rush around lunchtime. We didn't really have that. It was more of like slow and steady. we got an email, like a lot of the vendors were like, wow, this is completely not how it normally is. And I wasn't really discouraged, but I was worried because I did put a lot of work into this and I ordered a bunch of stuff for it, but it was, you know, things that I'm going to need for future markets anyway. But it was a little discouraging at some points hearing how other people were talking about it, because I expected it to be way busier than it was. In saying that, I had pretty steady business. This is Otis. I had pretty steady business throughout the day. I made my first sale. Time to get the notebook out. I made my first sale maybe, I wrote 10:15. That was the only time I ever wrote down any of the times. I made my first sale around 10:15 to the son of another vendor. And it was one of my snakes, the patterns from Mom Stitchetti. Sold that like right away. He was in love with it. So I sold that. And then I think the booth fee, I believe, was $65. And I made that back in the first 45 minutes and had doubled it in the first like hour and a half or so, like not even an hour and a half. So pretty much after that, I was like, okay, we're good with whatever we make. Editing Lori will come back and put all the pictures over here where my mess is of what I sold. But I'm going to go through this kind of quick. I don't know the time the thing sold because I just did not want to write that down. But let's count. I had 26 transactions, which is pretty good considering, you know, the type of things that I had there. You know, I don't have your standard bees or chickens or loaf cats. I didn't take any loaf cats with me, or any kind of mushroom poppy thing. I don't have octos, nothing like dinos, nothing like that. I don't have your typical things, which if you have watched this channel at all, you know that that's just not how I am. And yeah, I probably would have made way more if I did, but I wanted to stand out, and I did. And that is what helped me get in, because there were five other crocheters there. There were 3 in the tiny little room that I was in. And we were all like right there, very close to each other. And then I think there were 2 more in the other room, and I heard another one. No, I'm sorry. That's wrong. There were 4 in my room and 3 in the other. Wait, that's not right either. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There were 6 crocheters, 4 of them in my room, in the tiny little room that I was in. We were all right there together. Like, I could see the stitches on each one of their plushies. So that was kind of a bummer. But because my stuff was so different, that was what allowed me to get in. And I think that was also what allowed me to have a crowd in my booth several times during the event. At no point did I hear, oh, another crochet booth. I did not hear that once. I don't know if anybody else did, but I did not hear anything about that. I saw a ton of loaf cats walking around, mostly in like fun colors. So I'm going to be making some of those in the next video, which we'll talk about that. But anyway, I had some surprising bestsellers. And so let's just talk about that. So like I said, the first sale I made was a snake from Mom Stitchetti, and I used the like blue variegated from Bernat. And then the next sale I made was one of my bearded dragons. Then I sold a Jason, a crow, a mouse, the purple voodoo doll snuggler, a rat, another bearded dragon, and a baby dragon, an ant, a wizard frog, a mouse, a rat and a mouse, a gargoyle, the small possum, the baby goblin, a rat, and then she came back and bought another rat, the other wizard frog, the variegated Demogorgon, the small one, a mouse to another vendor, the beige Oogie Boogie, the other baby Demogorgon, my other bearded dragon, and a gargoyle. So I had $40 in Venmo, $122, I think, in cash, and like $400-ish in card. I think I did about $533, considering that I had like unique and weird stuff. I'm calling that a huge win. Also considering later on the organizers sent out an email saying, you know, basically apologizing for how slow it was. Not that that was their fault at all. And also saying that foot traffic was a third of what it normally was at their events. And these have been going on for like 6 years, so they know what to expect. This was like a complete fluke, apparently. So, you know, I had a good day. I was happy with what I sold. I was happy with the amount of business that I had. I was a big hit with the band, which was fun. You know, a lot of the young people came over and was chatting with me, and just, it was really fun. And I will definitely do it again next spring. And if I can get in November, I will, but I'm not gonna really like go crazy over it. But best sellers, rats. I sold out of rats. I sold out of Demogorgons. I sold out of the bearded dragons, which was a shock because I had those priced at $35 each. So that was very cool to me. I sold 4 mice, I think. And I took 8 with me, I believe. I sold both of my wizard frogs. I sold 2 out of 4 gargoyles. I sold 1 of 3 crows. I'm trying to think of any other big things. But yeah, the bearded dragons really shocked me. And if I had more in the red color, I think I could have sold more of those. So I think I'm going to bust out the old 8mm hook and make some more in that red Bernat. It's a very thick yarn, so I'm probably gonna have to like make it a little bit bigger, and I might have to charge just a couple dollars more for it. Did I put the lavender voodoo doll on this? Because I sold that too, like toward the end. I don't think I wrote that down, but I also sold my purple voodoo doll. So let me write that down. And that was cash. And I think I only charged him like $35 for that. But anyway, and I got a custom request for another one of the small possums. Since I sold it, she found it, fell in love with it, but she wanted to do like the rounds, which I totally get. And then when she came back, somebody had bought it. So she, I made a not a LinkedIn, oh my gosh, who am I? I made a link tree and put custom order form on there, and she filled that out right there, and you know, we took care of it. So I need to get that going. I'm very busy for my next market though. So things I learned from this market is standing out is definitely a good thing. It took me a long time to get to this point, but I feel like it really helped me stand out in the sea of crocheters. But what I will say about that though is we were all very different. There was one that I didn't get to talk to. She had, you know, your standard items, but she used a lot of very bright, vibrant colors. And then another crocheter that I hit it off with, she used a lot of more muted tones, and they were beautiful. but she had like mallard ducks and octos. I'm trying to think. She had these cute little peeps. They were so cute, and she had them in like all of these like gem tones. They were gorgeous. She had beautiful stuff. And then there was a teenage girl. I'm guessing she was like a student. She had a table just, you know, bare bones. She had some stuff. And then there was another table that had like stickers and crochet. Like I saw like one of the bigger mushy boys. And then the other crocheter had an enormous booth full of stuff. She had these neon dinos that had I have thought about it, I would have gone and bought myself one. But all kinds of really cool stuff. She doesn't have a YouTube, but she is on Instagram and Facebook. It's Juby Creations, I believe. Her name's Julia. Super sweet. But she had a lot of really cute things, and she was doing a good business. I saw a lot of people over in her booth. But yeah, all in all, I feel like it was a good experience. It was the first time I've vended like solo all day. My husband and my son came and gave me a little break for lunch. They did have food trucks there, but the band was also selling like hamburgers and barbecue sandwiches, and I love barbecue, so I don't even know what food trucks they had. I didn't even make it outside. I just heard the band selling barbecue, and that's all I needed to hear. What I learned from this, you know, like I said, standing out definitely helps. It's not going to make you a ton of money, but it will get you some attention. And, you know, I had some great conversations with people in my booth. Just, it was good. It felt good. I also learned that I think I might be kind of over the grid cubes that I have. Maybe, I'm not sure. I'm gonna rework it for my market next weekend. That's an outdoor market. And also when setting up my booth the other night, I totally did not even think to set up a checkout area. So I had to kind of move some things around, but I got it eventually. So anyway, that's pretty much the rundown of my market. And I know I kind of rushed it and don't have like totals and like taxes and fees and everything taken out, because, you know, I am trying to get this posted since I missed my Saturday date, but that's just kind of how it is. I have to get ready for my next market, which is going to be my very first outdoor market, and I'm terrified. I've got a tent on order. Hopefully it gets here when it says it's supposed to. The one I wanted was, of course, the one with the longest shipping time. So anyway, with that, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up because I've got work to do for next week, for my next market. I hope you liked this market recap. The next one I'm hoping won't be as rushed, and I can like actually share more of the details as far as like pricing and fees and everything. I just kind of wanted to get this posted and share my experience. It was positive for me. I know a lot of people there were very bummed and not, you know, in the best mood. I could have stayed there another hour, but a lot of people were like at 2:50, they were like, okay, we're done. I was actually kind of sad when 2:50, when people started packing up. But anyway, that's just me. I don't do this like every single day. I'm very particular about which markets I do. So, you know, it's still kind of a novel to me, novelty. But anyway, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up because I've been yammering. My timer says 18 minutes, and that's very long. So, sorry. Check back next week. I'm going to be prepping for my first outdoor market, which will be at the Catio Cat Lounge, of course. So I'm doing more rats, and I have to replenish my rats. I'm doing some fish and the Dread Loaf Cat, but we'll talk about that next week. So I will see you then.